Hi, we're going to take a look at percentages, looking at compound interest. To do this, make sure you're fine with all the stuff covered in a previous video on percentage of amounts and increase and decrease. Okay, let's get started. So, basic compound interest problem. You have a bank paying 10% interest investment. If we start with £100, how much will we have after 2 years? So it looks fairly simple, it kind of is, but it kind of shows a common misconception. So after 1 year, we have increased by 10%. 10% of 100 is going to be an extra £10. So I'll now have a total of £110. For my second year, I'm going to get 10%, but it's going to be 10% of my first year total. So I now need to add on 10% of £110. If you work out 10% of this, that's going to be £11. So if you add £11 on, we have a total of £121. The common mistake is to assume you just add on £10 each year, but you don't. You add on 10% from the previous total. Okay? Let's see that for a slightly harder example, and we'll see a shortcut for working these out. So same setup. I have a bank paying 5% interest on £300 for 3 years. So I start at £300. If I want to increase it by 5%, I'm going to times by 1.05. So that's going to be my first year there. I've got 3 years though, so for my second year, I'm going to work this out, and whatever the answer is, I want to increase it by another 5%, so I want to times it by 1.05 again. So that will be 2 years, and then for 3 years, I'm going to times like 1.05 again. So for each extra year, we have to times it by 1.05 an extra time. We can write this a bit more succinctly using indices. This is just 300 times by 1.05 to the power of 3. And the power will always be equal to the number of years. Then you would just type that straight into your calculator, and that will do all the hard work for you. For these questions, you tend to always want them rounded to the nearest pence. So in this case, I have £347. I'm rounding it, so 0.29 and 29 pence. Okay, just a couple more to make sure you're okay with that and the basic setup. For this question, we are getting 3% interest. We start with £2,000 and we have 20 years. So we start with £2,000, that's my initial amount. The percentage increase is 1.03, and that is to the power of the number of years, which in this case is 20. And then all you need to do is just type it onto your calculator, and that will work it out for you. And again, I'm going to give my answer to the nearest pence. Okay, same setup. This question tends to throw people a lot more is when you have something decreasing or depreciating, which means the value is going down. It's the exact same setup though. So here I've got a car which every year loses 10% of its value. It was worth 20,000 when new. We want to know how much it'll be worth after 8 years. And we follow this same kind of guide. So initial amount is 20,000. Each year we're decreasing by 10%. If you want to decrease by 10%, that means you are timesing by 0.9, and same as before, it's going to be to the power of the number of years, so to a power of 8. And then again, you just type that straight in. Okay, so it's the exact same idea, and as always, giving my answer to the nearest pence. Okay, occasionally get some slightly more worded problems. I'll quickly go over this one. So George invests £6,000. Each year his investment increases by 12%. After how many years will he first have over £10,000? So this question is slightly awkward at first glance because we don't know how many years. So we can't really use the same formula the same way. What we're going to do is we're just going to do trial and error. So it's going to be 6,000 times 1.12, which is 12% interest, to some sort of power. So let's just say, let's guess 5 first of all. Let's see if 5 years is going to work. So I type it in. And that seems perfect. Okay, didn't expect that. Normally it wouldn't be, we'll check this anyway. Because my answer is too big, I can check if possibly he would have had over £10,000 after 4 years. So I can change this. Changing it for 4 years, I've only got 9,441. So the first year where we had too much was 5 years, where he got £10,574 and 5 pence. So all you do with questions is just trial and error. Just keep changing this power until it works. Okay. If it asks for some working out for an answer, you would say it took 5 years, and basically this line here is your working out line. That's all you need to show. Okay. Have some questions to try. As always, feel free to pause the video and give them a go, and I'll show the answer to questions in black in a second. Okay, going through them now. That's the answers to questions 1 and 2 and question 5. Okay, hope that was fairly clear to you, and thanks for listening.